Hello and welcome back to King's Quest VI. We're getting ready to head off to the Isle of the Mists that the Oracle just showed us on our map.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
And here's the new island right down here. So let's see what we got.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation. From the northeast come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting. Mysterious-looking volcanic rocks dot this island. The island's trees are gnarled and eerie-looking. Grayish moss growing fervently in the damp, sun-blocking mist coats the trees' knobby branches. One of the paths inland branches off to the northwest. One of the paths inland branches off to the northeast.
Well, the Oracle did say the Druids are a rather reclusive people, so we should probably try to keep away from them, at least for now. So let's go this way.
From the east come the sounds of mysterious drums and chanting. A grove of giant trees has been hollowed out to make houses. The trees look cozy and dry, if a bit primitive for Alexander's tastes. Alexander is standing in a small village. Arranged around him in a circle are houses built into the hollows of huge trees. In the center of the village is a fire pit. A communal fire pit occupies a place of honor in the center of the little village. The fire pit, naturally enough, contains coal. The coals are cold. That's odd, because Alexander definitely smells the smoke of an open fire close by. Alexander reaches into the fire pit and takes a lump of coal. A horned animal skull is on display in the center of the village. Based on its central location, it may perhaps serve as ceremonial protection against danger. Alexander can think of less desirable things to carry around than that animal skull, but not many. He decides to leave it alone. A wooden-handled scythe hangs against a bearskin on one of the tree houses. Alexander takes the scythe.
Alright. There's only one other place we can go here, and that's out to the east, to where the mysterious drums and chanting are. So we're not going to go that way. We're just going to... Oh, crap.
Alexander is frozen at the spectacle before him. Robed figures are gathered around a bonfire. Some mystical ceremony is taking place, but as to its purpose, Alexander has no clue.
Brothers, look!
Uh-oh. Alexander's been seen.
This must be the foreigner we were warned about. How appropriate that he should come during our rain festival. Place him in the sacrificial cage.
Wait! I must rescue the princess!
There's an ancient Druid saying, a man who would save others must first save himself.
Alexander is pushed into the confining wicker cage. And the cage is swung out over the bonfire. Alexander starts to feel a little warm. The bottom of the cage is getting uncomfortably hot. Mercifully, Alexander passes out from the heat before the first tongues of flame ignite the wicker.
Tickets up. Next.
That was a bit too hot to handle. Alexander should have been better prepared.
Yes, indeed. That was
Alexander.
a bit of a mistake on my part.
Alexander.
I didn't mean to head off in that direction. In fact,
From the northeast.
I was under the impression that you had to head
From
off
the east.
to the north in order to arrive at the ceremony. Obviously, that's not the case.
Alexander.
Anyway, now that we know that if we head off there, we
From the northeast.
get sacrificed in the Druids' Rain Festival, so we're not going to do that.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Instead, we're going to head off to the Isle of the Beast.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Alright, now we've already broken through this this first enchanted pond here. So, we're going to continue on. And now that we have a shield, we're going to use it to get past this stone archer guy.
Alexander decides to pass through the gate, preparing the shield just in case. The magic arrow completely shatters the shield. Good thing the arrow didn't hit Alexander.
Indeed.
With the gardener gone, Alexander can see that the garden plot is hardly more than a fresh patch of dirt. Alexander has enough trouble without digging around in the dirt for more. Flowering rose hedges grow on either side of the path winding north. Flowering rose. Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges. Alexander walks forward to step onto the gazebo. But the rose hedges on either side of the path, sensing an intruder's presence, reach out their vines and blend together. The path is blocked.
Well, that's unfortunate. See if we can do something about that.
Alexander wields the scythe, determined to get past the magical rose hedges. The leaves fly as Alexander tries to cut the branches faster than they can grow back together. He sees light. He's through.
Who dares enter Beast's garden?
My name is Alexander. I didn't mean to disturb your private garden.
No. And yet, monsieur, you could hardly have accidentally broken through the 3 enchanted traps of the Isle of the Beast.
I suppose it is simply my nature to break through enchanted traps.
You must be a prince, then. I know the nature of princes all too well. This face you see before you is hideous, is it not?
Well, for the face of a beast, it is really quite noble.
Ha! I'm glad you like it, for you will soon own one just like it. I too was once a pretty prince, caring for nothing but adventuring and rescuing fair maidens. But I rankled one too many evil hags. One dark night, I was turned into this obscenity you see before you, warped in shape and trapped on this enchanted island over 100 years ago.
Surely there is a way off this island.
Oh, surely. You broke in, did you not? And yet think, where would I go clad so eloquently as I am with this silk and this pelt? You see, my prison is also my sanctuary. You are the first to break through the barriers in lo these many years. That is, except for the Druids who stole my heirloom coat of arms.
If there's any way I can help.
Help? You? I'm afraid you don't understand. The enchanted barriers were a warning and protection for you more than for me. Your prize for forcing your way past them is to join me in this dire life. By the laws of this sorcery, you are doomed to be trapped in the form of a beast. Your reward for broaching this garden is to be my slave, a slave as beastly as I am. You have only a few hours of humanity left.
But that's not possible. There must be some way to break the enchantment. Spells always have a weakness somewhere.
The enchantment you are under is tied to my own. Oh, the sorceress left me a way out. But I'm afraid it was only her final bitter joke. You see, I need only find a maiden to join me here, to share my castle, my life, willingly. Take another look at me. You can't help but admire the hag's terrible cruelty and cunning.
I shall try to find such a maid, for Kasima's sake.
Truly? How determined of you. I personally would not waste my last few hours as a man on an impossible errand. However, you may do as you please. I give you this token. It's my family ring, and the only heirloom I have left. If perchance you should... if you think you have found a maid...
I shall give her this ring.
Yes, she must accept it of her own free will. By doing so, she accepts me. Not that you shall find anyone, mind you. Your time is short. Count the minutes on your fingers, while your fingers you have, pretty prince. Your master will await you.
Well, that's unfortunate. You know, it's actually kind of fitting that Alexander would run into the beast from if in case you didn't realize, the beast is a form of the beast from Beauty and the Beast. Can't remember who wrote that story off the top of my head, but that is a form of the beast from Beauty and the Beast. The French accent, or the French words, and the enchantment.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
And it's kind of fitting that Alexander would run into him, being that Alexander is voiced
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
in King's Quest VI by Robbie Benson, who also happened to voice the Beast in Disney's version of Beauty and the Beast. Now, if you ask me which came first, I can't quite tell you, because I'm not sure what year King's Quest VI came out in. But I think King's Quest VI came first. We're going to return to the bookstore and talk to... Jollo should be back by now. Yeah.
Jollo, my friend, is the wedding still moving forward at the castle?
Prince Alex! Egads, yes, that confounded wedding has a whole castle a-bustle. Look, I didn't come here to talk about that, though. I came to warn you.
Warn me? About what? Isn't the wedding bad enough?
No, listen. The Wazir knows that you're here, Alexander. He's posted extra guards, and he's telling them about a foreign saboteur. Who else could he mean but you? The Wazir's genie must have learned of your presence in the land, Prince Alex. I don't know how, but he must have.
I haven't exactly been discreet, I'm afraid.
Alexander, this is serious. Alhazred will never let you get close to Kasima now. He stumbled the castle guard, probably to make sure you keep out. Gadzooks! Oh, it's too bad there isn't some way to convince Alhazred that you've left the islands or even died. If he thought you were out of the way, you might be able to get close enough to...
What an interesting thought. Tell me more about this genie.
The genie's name is Shamir Shamazel. Alhazred brought Shamir with him when he came to this kingdom. Shamir probably won't directly threaten you, but that doesn't mean he isn't dangerous. He can be a terrible trickster and an ingenious spy. It's too bad we can't get our hands on Shamir's lamp. If we had that lamp, Alhazred and all of our problems would be solved. Wouldn't that be a fine thing?
You would wish to be master of such a wicked creature?
Oh, Shamir isn't necessarily evil. Genies never are, you know. They only reflect their owner's heart, for good or ill. Alhazred is hardly a shining example for an impressionable genie.
So how do you propose we go about getting Shamir's lamp?
What? Oh, Prince Alex, I was only dreaming. I mean, the lamp is heavily guarded. It would be easier to steal Alhazred's own trousers while he's wearing them than it would be to get that lamp.
But surely a clown's hands are quick and agile.
Well, yes, they are, as a matter of fact. But then the theft would be detected almost immediately. And then... my poor neck.
If the theft were detected.
Oh, I see. Yes, well, there might be a slim chance, but only that. If you could find a replica of the genie's lamp, an exact replica, I might be able to make the swap. I alone might get close enough. But I couldn't tell you what to look for. I caught a glimpse of it only once. I would know it if I saw it again, but to say I cannot.
Well, I'll just have to see what I can do.
Good luck to you then, Prince Alex. I really must be going back to the castle. I don't think I'll be able to come back here. If we were spied on, well, it's too high a risk. I hope you understand. If I see Kasima, I'll tell her I saw you. If you do ever make it to the castle, look me up. And do be careful, friend.
I will. Goodbye, Jollo. Thanks for all your help.
Alright, so that's the end of our help from Jollo. But he has been rather helpful because he let us know about the lamp. So if we can find out what the genie's lamp looks like, perhaps we can find a replica of it. So there he goes back to the castle. And now we need to go and find ourselves a maiden to break this spell. Oh, well, here's one now.
Good day, maid. My name is Alexander. How do you do?
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not allowed to talk to strangers.
What if the stranger gave you a rose? You do like roses, don't you?
Pardon me, maid. I hope you don't think me forward, but I see that you like roses. I thought you might, perhaps, like a fresh white rose.
Alexander can see the conflict in the girl's pretty face as she fights between her distrust of him and her desire for the white rose. The rose wins.
Oh, I shouldn't, sir, but it is so lovely. I've never seen a rose of white. It looks so pale and delicate. Wherever did you find one of such a color?
There are many hedges of them on the Isle of the Beast, and they grow together like magic.
Well,
Oh,
they used
truly?
to.
What an adventure that must be to see them. But I should not speak so, especially to a stranger. Thank you for the rose, though, kind sir.
Beast's ring is made of pure, heavy gold and bears an insignia possibly related to Beast's princely past. Alexander can't break Beast's spell. The ring needs to be given to a maiden. Alexander has a thought about the serving girl. He decides to bring up the subject of beast with her.
Let me tell you about the place where the white roses grow. The Isle of the Beast is an enchanted place. There's a path running through a deep forest. The path crosses 3 magic blockades, set to keep all visitors away. At the center lives a tremendous beast.
Really? Magic blockades? How exciting! What kind of a beast? Is it very terrifying and ferocious?
It is a beast that walks on 2 legs and dresses like a prince. It speaks with the voice of a man.
A beast that talks and wears clothes? How is that possible? Is the beast magic too?
Not magical, enchanted. Beast was once a prince, but a witch trapped him in the form of a beast and set him on the island. There he lives in a castle in the midst of a maze.
How terrible! Imagine how lonely he must be.
It is a very lonely prospect, isn't it? Oh, I have met him, you see. He is indeed ferocious, but who would not be?
He really exists? Oh, how it breaks my heart. If I could, I would tend to such a beast. Such a beast might find comfort in a kind face. Do you not think it so?
Oh, I think it's so. I very much think it's so. You would not be afraid of him?
Afraid? Maybe at first. But how silly of me to speak so. The roses in this little yard are the only magic I will ever see.
I could take you there. In fact, I would owe you my life if you would go. If you truly wish to go.
You are serious? I could leave here? Oh, I have always dreamt of leaving. But to actually go... This is the only home I have ever known.
Home is a hard place to leave, even if you're unhappy there.
But I will go. If I can help him, I must go.
Is there nothing you wish to take with you?
There is nothing.
Then take this ring. It is his. He will be pleased if you would wear it.
Why, it's the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Thank you kindly, sir.
Beauty! Where do you think you're going?
To a place where roses grow, and to someone who truly needs me.
I see you wear my ring. You willingly agreed to spend your life here with me? Do you know what that means?
Notice the mongoose.
Yes, my lord, I do. I have been touched by your story.
Pity alone need not sentence you to endure this face.
Oh, but it is a gentle face, and kind.
You look at me so sweetly and are not repulsed. Oh, by the light of your eyes, my spirit soars. The enchantment! It is broken!
I am pleased to have served you, my lord. Do you still wish me to stay?
What? Speak not such nonsense, Beauty. Do you think that I learned nothing of true love during my time here? You are my queen.
Oh, my clothes! This gown!
How well it suits your noble heart.
Alexander, how can I ever repay you? I have nothing to offer except my gratitude. But please, take these old clothes. Perhaps you'll find someone in need during your travels.
You have already repaid me by your example of courage, Beauty, and by your friendship, I hope.
You will always have our friendship and loyalty, Prince Alexander. But from a fellow adventurer, take some advice. If you find your true love, protect her with your life. Fear all beasts without the redeeming humanity of love. And to aid you, accept my mirror. Now that my life is no longer hung in false shadows, I have no need for it. Give it to someone with nothing to fear from the truth it reveals.
Thank you. I wish you both well.
Come, beauty. Let me take you home.
Well, that's awesome. We freed the beast from his enchantment, and we freed ourselves from being turned into a beast as well.
Beast's castle has a different, more welcoming air as the bridal home of Beauty and her prince. The hedge continues back towards the castle and forms what appears to be a maze. A fountain in the middle of the clearing bubbles with fresh, glittering water.
That might qualify as the falling water that we need for the Make Rain spell.
The lamp is not ready for the fountain water.
Ah, that's true. We have to put the vial of sacred water in first.
Alexander pours the contents of the oracle's vial into the hunter's lamp with the baby's tears. The vial, now empty of its sacred fluid, disintegrates.
Disintegrates. That's lovely.
Alexander fills the hunter's lamp to the brim with the fountain water.
Alright. And finally,
Alexander prepares to enchant the hunter's lamp with the Make Rain spell incantation.
Clouds of thunder, shafts of light, come and sup with me tonight. Waters 3 have I for tea, brew a tempest now for me.
The lamp in Alexander's hand gives a little perk. He hopes the spell works despite his makeshift teapot.
alright. We're done here. So let's head on out. And grab a rose. Another rose.
Alexander takes a magnificent white rose from the rose hedges.
Alright, now there are a couple things I want to do before
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
I head back to the Isle of the Crown.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
And first, we're going to stop by here again.
There's a small bottle on the coffee table. It bears a label that reads, "Drink me." Alexander picks up the bottle. The little bottle contains some sort of potion and bears a label saying, "Drink me." That's rather forward of it.
Rather.
Alexander searches the bottle for a clue about the potion inside, but remains unilluminated.
Well, heck, what could go wrong, right?
Alexander decides to swallow the potion in the bottle labeled "Drink Me" to see what happens. Suddenly, his vision fades to black. His lungs become too heavy to breathe. His heartbeat slows. then beats no more.
Well, that's not good.
Suddenly, his heart takes a lurch, then beats strong.
Eh?
His chest heaves like that of a newborn. His vision clears, and Alexander feels fine.
Phew. For a minute there, I thought, what if someone else had seen me and thought, sounds!
Very interesting potion indeed. And, whoa.
Those snapdragons don't like Alexander getting so close.
And a very interesting graphical glitch also. As you see, the doors of the Isle of Wonder seem to have disappeared. But they're still there.
Your Highness may as well spend her royal time contemplating something else. The lump of coal shall be sent to the Castle of the Crown under my name, and that's all there is to it.
No, it shan't.
Yes, it shall.
If the coal is sent in your name, I shall royally decree a ban on all red on this isle.
You do, and I shall royally decree that white shall be henceforth used for all mopping up of cabbage stew.
You wouldn't dare!
Oh, wouldn't I?
Oh, it's you! Have you thought of any more of those brilliant ideas of yours?
Well, as a matter of fact...
I found the two of you another lump of coal, so that you can stop fighting over the one you have.
Oh, let me see! A lump of coal! And what a beauty it is, too! Oh, marvelous! Now we can stop fighting, sister. Your Highness can just keep the old lump of coal, and I'll take this new one.
Quite right. That settles everything.
As a token of our endless esteem and royal favor, please accept this magnificent and truly incredible spoiled egg.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Let me see that lump of coal, Your Highness.
It is a beauty, isn't it?
Why, it's bigger than my lump of coal. Let me have it immediately.
Over my dead body, Your Highness. It's my lump of coal, and it is indeed larger and much grander. Just look at that sheen.
I demand you exchange with me immediately.
Well, Alex, there's just no helping some people. That's alright. You did splendidly. Alright. Now, we are finished on the Isle of Wonder. And there's a couple more things I want to do before wrapping up.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Good day, Prince Alexander.
Alright. Now we have our little old man friend in here still. Spying on us in his... The genie, obviously, spying on us in his old man form. So we're gonna play a little trick on the genie.
Alexander suddenly gets a very sneaky idea.
I can't go on anymore. Without Kasima, I'd just rather not live.
Prince Alex, no!
It's true. The Wazir has beaten me. I give up. Poison is my last resort.
Stop!
I am no more.
Oh, what a waste. The poor young fool.
He's dead. He's dead. Wait until Abdul hears. He'll be so pleased.
Dances a little jig.
I told you not to pop in like that. You can learn to knock like everybody else. Sorry, Master. I couldn't help myself. I have great news. Well, what is it? Prince Alexander is dead. He killed himself in despair over losing Kasima. What? Are you positive? That young man has proven to be most devious. I saw the whole thing myself, Master. He was really and truly quite dead. If what you say is true, it shall be most convenient. You've spent enough time on that little irritant. We must start thinking about the wedding. Anything, Master? Oh, I do love weddings. Well, we do want you to look your prettiest, don't we? Now, Shamir Shamazel, to the lamp with you. Prepare yourself, as we discussed.
Ah, now we know what the lamp looks like.
Alexander's heart lurches to life in his chest.
Prince Alex! But you were...
Sorry, friend. I was doing a little acting, I'm afraid.
Ah, of course, the strange cloaked man. You are quite clever, and a bit too exciting for an old man.
Alright, so now the genie thinks we're dead. And Alhazred won't be looking out for us anymore. And now we know what the genie's lamp looks like. If we can happen to find a replica. Couple more things that we can do here. You remember we sent our family ring to Kasima a long time back. And there are actually some more tokens that we can send to her as well.
Alexander doesn't want to disturb the old tree. There's no reason to use... Alexander holds out the rose, hoping that the bird will deliver it to the same place she took the ring, in the chance that the receiver might truly be Kasima. The nightingale swoops down, grabs the rose, and takes it towards the castle.
A white rose. How beautiful. It must be from Alexander. How I wish that I could see him with my own eyes, but Abdul will never allow it. Be careful, Sing Sing. Do not allow anyone to see you with Alexander.
The little bird returns to her branch without the rose.
And then the last thing that we can send is the love poem we picked up earlier.
There's no reason to use that. Alexander holds out the love poem, hoping that the bird will deliver it to the same place she took the ring, in the chance that the receiver might truly be Kasima. The nightingale swoops down, grabs the love poem, and takes it towards the castle.
Sing, sing, my sweet. You bring another present. Let me see. It is a poem, Sing, sing.
What was it when I looked at you? What power has chained me through and through, and binds my heart with links so tight, I cannot live without the sight of you?
Oh, Alexander. I was hoping he'd return to you. Take this to him, my fleet one, then find some new place to hide. It isn't safe for him to be seen with you, however precious his messages. Now go!
The little bird makes a delivery. The nightingale has dropped a bit of paper on the ground. It's a note.
Dearest Alexander, I cannot believe you are here, my friend. Please, please be careful. Abdul isn't about to let anyone interfere with his plans. Watch out for Abdul's genie, Alexander, and do not do anything rash. I am not without resources, and I will prevail if I can only find some small means of defense. Do nothing to try to get to me. You must not be endangered again for my sake. Greatly in your family's debt, Kasima.
Alexander's hand trembles as he reads the note. For the first time in his long search, he has heard her voice again, if only in writing. No words of love, only friendly concern. Friend. Is the maiden merely shy, or does she regard him only as a brother?
Dilemma indeed. Do we press on? Heck, of course we do. Alright. We have reached the turning point. From here on, there are two different paths that we can take. Well, two different main paths. Each one has a few variances that change the way that the game ends. I'm going to show you the two main paths, the one where you accomplish the fewest amount of tasks, and the one where you accomplish the most. So when we return next time, we'll start our way on the shorter path, and then once we complete that, we'll get to the longer path and get to the perfect ending, the best ending that you can obtain. So, until next time, thank you again for watching. Hope to see you later. Bye.